All right, so now we're gonna show you the variety of massage strokes that you can do on the hindquarters and the glutes. Now for safety, positioning your body, you should be standing here and working on the glutes from this angle. But for showing you guys, I want you to be able to see my hands. She's a very mellow horse, so I feel safe back here. Going through the hindquarters, we're gonna focus on just past the hip, and we're gonna do the glutes first, and then we're gonna come into the hamstrings. So up on the glutes, working your way into the muscles, you can start with your effleurage as your opening stroke. So we're gonna do a few passes here, making sure she's nice and relaxed, letting her know we're getting into this muscle. You're gonna watch for signs of your horse. They might shift their weight, relax their foot. It's harder when you're doing the hindquarters to kind of watch the face, but depending on where you put your body positioning. Now I'm gonna move into some friction. Just a back and the forth, or you can do friction front to back. And I'm staying along the spine, so I'm not directly on the spine as it's coming down into the tail. So you can vary your directionals here. As you start to get deeper into the muscles, you're working on different muscles that are layered beneath. I tend to use 2 hands when I go stronger and deeper into that muscle. So you can see when I start to get to her tender areas, her hip moves, she's helping. She'll start to soften up. And take your time with it. Don't rush. I always say you're not washing a car, you're massaging a horse. So take your time with them. Now I'm going to go back to some compression. So I'm doing some pressure and circular motion with my fingers. She's checking in with me. That's your validation that, yep, there's some sore spots there. Okay, and this is where you can also do some tapotement. Get those butt muscles to bounce. Now moving on to the hindquarters here, the hamstrings. When you start to come back here, it's really important to ask permission. Horses have boundaries just like people have boundaries. You have to respect those boundaries. So if she's going to be comfortable with me back here, I'm just going to circular my finger in kind of towards where the tail crevice is, but right where the tail meets, if you just gently go here, lifting her tail to allow me to get in is a yes, you can go deeper in there. So where all these hamstrings are attaching up into the pelvis, we want to make sure that we can get to where those are attaching. So now you can either start with some effleurage or some compression. She's lifting her tail. She says, yep, you can get on in there. So if you simply cup your hands and we're gonna just work your fingers in a circular motion all the way down the inside of that butt cheek. Trust me, you wanna get nice and personal in there to work the inside of this hamstring muscle, okay? You can do effleurage where you just simply pet and push down. And then you want to come to the outside hamstring, which is the semitendinosus right here. And you can do the same thing. You can do effleurage or compression and to get that to loosen up. So I'm not in a great body positioning as far as safety goes, but I want you guys to be able to see where my hands are at this point. Once you do your couple of strokes here, then work your way out. This is the bicep femoris. So this is the big muscle that comes through, covers up the stifle, and it gets very sore. Horses can get very kicky sometimes, so you're just gonna wanna take caution with this. I can use the back of my hand so that I still have a safety hand to brace. And it's just using your hands in a different form to kind of work down that bicep femoris. And the directional of this is it's working its way down into the stifle. So I'm going with the fibers right now. And she can move. She's going to position herself to make it easier and more comfortable for that body position and that pressure. So she checks in with me. She's like, okay, what are you doing? Take a step back if you need to. And now we're going to start with some effleurage and work our way to the tensor fasciae latae, which is this muscle here. The tensor fasciae latae is a triangle, and it goes down. So we're going to work with effleurage. We can switch to compression. Here's another form of compression, just the pressure and a circular motion. See her stop eating. She's paying attention to what I'm doing. And all the way down into that stifle. Okay? Do not come up and grab and try to massage into the stifle. If they're sore, they will get kicky on you. So you always want to just test the waters first to make sure that it's not too painful. If it gets too painful, we may need to switch to our passive touch. Just like this. And let her settle into feeling that pressure first. So you can decide which combination of strokes that you want to use between the effleurage, compression, passive touch, or tapotement. But again, it's not just petting, you're adding pressure as you're going. Come over here. And that's why you have two hands on, so you can control the movement so they can't just flip around on you. Notice my other hand is here just for safety. If she's gonna kick, I'm gonna be able to feel that and be able to propel off if I need to. Okay? We'll do some passive touch on her hips. Get all the flies away. See her stop eating and paying attention. Deeper breaths. And then relax and disconnect.
If you liked this video and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe below and don't forget to hit the notification button.